Are you aging faster than you have to? Welcome, everyone, to a great interview and conversation today. My name is Amy Chilson, and I'm excited to talk about a really riveting topic that affects every single soul on this planet, and that is oxidative stress. And today it is our pleasure to shine a light of truth and empowerment and some good news for everyone listening today on oxidative stress. And it's my honor to introduce Susanna Verlanik here. She's going to be talking about oxidative stress and what is it and what can we do about it? Are we aging faster than we have to? Susanna is a certified lymphologist, a natural health and longevity advocate, an AI futurist, as well as a business mentor and a dear friend and business partner of mine. Welcome, Susanna. Thank you.
Hey, Amy, nice to be here again. So this is a real pleasure to talk to everyone. And this is a great platform for you to be bringing this information, because when I learned about oxidative stress, I had no clue. I was 29 years old and I'd never heard the word. And if you go online, if you go to Google or DuckDuckGo or ChatGPT and just type in what is oxidative stress and how it impacts my health, and you're going to see that oxidative stress is linked to just about everything that we suffer from in terms of chronic illness, stress, and disease. So oxidative stress is a huge issue, a problem for just about every person on this planet, whether they know it or not. So great topic to start on. And let's just start from what is oxidative stress in a nutshell, but you can go do your own research. We're born with healthy cells. Okay, we're born with a high functioning, optimized cells that allow us to perform youthfully, to be vibrant and energetic, and all the things that make us feel and look youthful. All right, so I'd like you to imagine really quick that you take an apple and you cut it in half and you squeeze some lemon on half of it. Put it on your counter. You can even put a photo of this here, and you'll start to see that one side of that apple is beginning to brown within a few hours, and you'll start to see that the other side is still looking youthful. So what caused that browning side to happen is called oxidation. So oxidative stress and oxidation, that means it's rusting. It's rusting from the inside out. It's aging faster because the apple was exposed to air, oxygen, and that's what's happening in our body. Oxidative stressors come in the form of stress. It comes in the form of the foods that we eat, the toxins that we put in our body and on our body, where we live, the toxins that we use for our clothing, the perfumes, and all the things that we call stressors. The good news is that we're all born with an antioxidant. So that lemon is the antidote to oxidative stress, if you will, if I put it that way. And we're all born with natural antioxidants. There's three major antioxidants. One of them is glutathione, which we are born with an immense amount of glutathione, which an antioxidant, if you look at a cell, a cellular structure, it's these little molecules that are soldiers that are fighting off these stressors. So free radicals are the oxidation. So free radicals are killing, or if not trying to damage the health of a cell, right? So antioxidants are the soldiers that are fighting off these little molecules. So as we age, even though we have certain levels of antioxidants to fight off those cells, those free radicals, because as we age, we accumulate stressors in our body, onto our body and inside our body, to the point where, all of a sudden we have more stressors than our body's ability to fight off those free radicals. So that's what we call oxidative stress, all right? And when I was 29 years old, I came across a way to measure my oxidative stress. I was only 29. I looked youthful. I was vibrant, but I was under a lot of stress because I was building my own business at the time. And the test told a story that stopped me on my tracks. And yeah, that's where started to learn about oxidative stress. And I started to discover that just about everyone, even athletes, high performing athletes, people who are overachievers or just go, 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 hustle, grinding, we're creating oxidative stress in our body, which then starts to lead to accelerated aging, cellular damage at the mitochondrial level, all sorts of chronic illnesses, diabetes, all sorts of things. So,
Yeah.
in a nutshell, explain that.
It's fascinating, and it's so vital that we empower and educate ourselves about oxidative stress and how do we solve it. And I want to take us back to what first got you very interested to educate yourself and make changes for your own health. You said when you were 29 years old.
Yeah, so when I was 29 years old, I had no idea about nutrition. I was not born and raised in an environment where they taught nutrition, so you just eat what you ate, and with little knowledge about what we eat impacts our body. So I came across a technology at an event at one point, and this technology was actually able to measure my oxidative stress. And so if you can think of a grade level like A to F in school, I thought, oh, I'm going to knock this out of the park, And what's interesting is I had a friend of mine who was also a CEO of her business, and she was all about nutrition. She was taking quality supplements and eating well in her mind. And I thought, well, she's going to knock it out of the park too, probably even better than me. And so when I took the test, I tested at a barely above average. I was like a C. Okay, C than average. I was just around there. And what was most alarming was that even though she thought she was eating well and she was taking a quality supplement, she actually scored less than me. And I had not taken anything, which I thought was very interesting. It was almost like a lie detector in a way for nutrition. I thought, wow. So that opened my mind to like, okay, what does this score mean to me, this result? And I was told that even though at the age of 29, even though I felt good so far, vibrant, energetic, with stress, though, he says, if you keep doing what you're doing and you keep eating what you're eating and you don't make any changes to your lifestyle, you will become a statistic in the sick care system way faster than you ever expect to. Because even though on the outside you look great or feel great, the inside is telling a different story. And I was like, whoa, that was when I was introduced to the idea of prevention. And I asked, well, what can I do to improve my score? And the other thing too, with my friend, she was like alarmed because she thought she was doing all the right things and her body was telling a different story. So I was just, I made a few changes and I was much more conscious because that awareness brought clarity to me. And with clarity and the ability to measure, I was able to make improvements because you can't improve what you cannot measure, right? So, that was my start of my journey down the path to where I'm at today.
And it is alarming when you get scanned. When I first got scanned, I was 30 and my score was less than yours, Suzanne. I was a D, a solid D. And I was throwing a lot of money into supplements that I didn't know if they worked. They looked nice packages, good marketing. They said they worked. They were expensive. And then I had my mind blown when I also was able to prove if they were working, like you said, a health lie detector test. And I realized I was not protected against oxidative stress. I was throwing my money away at something that I couldn't prove was working or not until I got that scan. So the biophotonic scanner, that's what we're talking about here. What is it and what does it do?
It's a Nobel Prize winning science technology. It's based on light. It's the ability to measure light waves at the cell surface in tissue. It's been validated by Harvard, Harvard in over 130 publications. I mean, it's more accurate than blood panels because tissues tell a story. Blood is dynamic. So you can change, if you drink some orange juice, you could change the dynamics of your blood panel. So it's not very accurate. And so what this tells a story in a snapshot in time is what you've been doing to your body, at the cellular level based on your lifestyle. And if you make any changes, your hair and your tissue will tell the story. So they brought this technology into an environment that was closing a gap, because there's a huge gap, like you said, in the nutritional and supplement industry. We live in a world of a lot of noise.
Yes.
A lot of noise, and a lot, like, I was an unassuming or a consumer. I had no idea, not educated in that sense. And so you just go to the store and you think you need something. We all think we need something, for our bodies. And so we'll buy what we think is going to be the right thing for us based on cost and a really nice label, that looks trustworthy, just to find that what we're investing in is not even doing any good. There's no science. If there's no science behind it, there's no evidence. It's not I call it a performing quality supplement. Then people are wasting our money. I was wasting, money. So you have to get, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the test. So any changes, now we call it biohacking now. Biohacking is now making small changes. We say it everywhere, but we figured out a way to biohack nutritional wellness back in the early 2000s. And now it's a big deal now.
And now the good news too, for both of us, we can share with our audience, we both got our scores back up to A versus, down at that very scary, dangerous level of D and C. And this brings me to what we're seeing here with the sad American diet. Also with children is extremely dangerous and alarming. We're seeing children scan on the biophotonic scanner. Takes 30 seconds, non-invasively, gives us an accurate reading of truly, are we protected, antioxidant protected against disease and illness and oxidative stress. Children are now getting scored at the levels of chronic disease and smokers where they're getting an F. They're flunking in their nutritional health. Talk about that problem right now and how are we solving that?
Yeah, I'd love to. And I want to circle back real quick because, when I called it a performing supplementation or a performing what you do for your body, it's resulting in change, is I was able to measure my performance over time. So I knew I was on the right track because I could see it. I could test for it in real time and I could see the progress, which is amazing because not only can you see the progress, you can also feel. You feel the results of those changes with better sleep, less stress, better BMI, all the things that create a more optimal wellness plan. So it's interesting when we saw, when I saw this technology, I knew this is where I wanted my life to go, in that direction. This was a passion of mine, or it turned into a passion of mine because of the effects that it did for me personally and the people around me that I began to connect with and test. And so over 22 years, our mission was to scan the world, which is huge because everybody deserves to know. We deserve to know if we are a human being or a person that is all about holistic wellness, that wants sovereignty over our bodies, that trust that we can actually improve and optimize our wellness, without Western medicine, because Western medicine has its role when it comes to, disasters and crises and all the things. But when it comes to prevention, we have full control. And so we took this test and we scanned over 15 million people. We have over 26 million data points all across the world. And what we found that was alarming, like you said, in America, because of the standard American diet, our children, as much as the antioxidants that they have at a youthful time in their life, they were measuring on average that of a smoker, someone who's in the F and D zone, which is alarming. And it's only due to what they're putting in their mouth.
Yeah.
It's due what they're eating. All the processed, the dyes, the preservatives, the additives, all the sugars causes inflammation and oxidative stress. And we can measure that. But the good news is that this is blowing open at an alarming rate the awareness for a parent who could say, let's measure my child, but now I know what to do. I can, have that encouragement to say, hey, you want to gamify this process of my child, like, or siblings, and go, he got a better score than me. What can I do to improve it? So now we see a behavior modification aspect to this tool, which is going to take everything in the right direction for our generation, that's coming, that needs to be healthy.
Yeah, that's very exciting too. And knowing of our stories of how you were not even taking vitamins, I was taking supplements that weren't working. The supplement industry globally is a $300 billion industry. It's unregulated. And now it's very exciting that we can share the vision of what's coming now with the biophotonic scanner and Prism IO is that we're going to bring a legitimacy finally to this industry.
Yeah, how does, this is an interesting question, is that, we have a nearly, we have a $6 trillion wellness industry, 9 trillion by 2028. So $3 trillion growth. We have a growing supplement industry, and yet we're the sickest ever. How does those two dynamics coexist?
Yeah.
Because in the supplement world, it's non-regulated. Okay, there's no FDA approval in the supplement world. So any company can just say, they could take a little aspect of a green tea extract, a little tiny plant, and not even use the active part, and put it in a product, formulate it with fillers and all the things, and then market it as a green tea extract product. So to the uneducated consumer who doesn't know, they just take for face value what they read. Are we doing more harm than good? And so, bringing in a technology like Prism, which is going to be an incredible technology that's going to empower people at a level they've never been empowered before, with knowledge and awareness and real-time data. Like, they can have this in the comfort of their home and test for themselves and their families what's really happening in their body from a nutritional health perspective. It's a game changer. It's disruptive, and it will legitimize him. I believe it will legitimize the supplement industry, because then we'll know for sure what we're investing in and ingesting is actually making a difference in our body.
That's so empowering for people. Feel empowered, educated, scientifically empowered that you are going to have the ability, and now not just operators, limited 5,000 operators around the world, every soul will be able to have this in their household around the world. And that is exciting to me. Our vision of scanning the world, of knowing the truth about our health or lack thereof, it's manifesting.
It's unfolding right before our eyes. It was a vision we had 22 years ago, and we made a dent, with the limitation that we have with only 5,000 units all over the world. But now we'll be able to produce a very affordable, and what's cool, it's like, I call it the Tesla version of this technology, because it's going to be AI driven wellness intelligence. It's going to be learning about your body in ways that it's not done now, but it will be. You'll be able to have more insights to your health and nutrition and other aspects of your anti-aging goals, your BMI, your lifestyle, your body composition, your gut biome, all kinds of things, amazing things. Like, we take probiotics and prebiotics, but we really don't know if it's actually effective, right?
Right.
So we'll be able to measure for that too. Let's see if it's effective. So we're entering an era of evidence-based, nutritional health. We deserve to know.
Yes.
We all deserve to know once for all if what we're investing in, our hard-earned money, it's actually going to make a difference, right? So
Yes.
This is what we're bringing to the marketplace.
Yeah, back to empowerment, truth, transparency. We all desire health sovereignty for ourselves, for our families, for our legacies. And now having the ability with the current biophotonic scanner and the new Prism IO, which is coming, what can people do? They're hearing this right now. They're excited. They're like, I want to learn more. And maybe I can't wait until the Prism IO comes out in January, which is what is we're bringing to market for the public then. What can people do in between now and then if they want to get scanned, learn more about this, raise their score, and start protecting themselves now and not waiting against oxidative stress?
Yeah, there's a few things they could do. First of all, they can learn more. They can learn more about what's coming. If they're listening to this replay, you can put in the comment, learn more. And if you're interested as a user, we can send you more information. Like Amy said, it's rolling out. We're doing a soft launch this year, so we'll have a limited amount of units out there in terms of this size. This is an amazing thing. Pretty soon, Amy will have one. The biophotonic scanner, it does exist in different locations around the United States, also elsewhere around the globe. So if you're listening in from Europe, Australia, we may be able to find someone that can scan you to get your oxidative stress reading. But we can just reach out to say, learn more, and we will keep you in the loop and how to make changes, how to get scanned. And if you want to be a part of the collective that is aligning with us, because we want to, get this out there. If you're in the wellness space or a practitioner, if you're an entrepreneur, and want to be in alignment with truth, holistic, scientific, evidence-based practices that will empower people in ways you've never seen before, let us know, because that's what we're doing.
Well, thank you, Susanna. That was great. And we'll have some additional interviews coming up soon, all around health sovereignty, financial sovereignty, and leverage and freedom in every sense of the word. So stay tuned, folks. Reach out with your questions. We've got great information. We've got a health assessment. We can set up a scan for you. And we are happy to share the vision of what's coming.
Thanks, Amy.